As festive season traffic operations continue across the country, the Northwest Province has recorded and are reduced numbers of fatalities on its roads this year, and this is compared to the same period last year. However, the Department of Public Safety and Transport Management in the province says routes such as the N4, N12, N14 and 18, R30, R49, R503 and R556 remain problematic for them. We take you now to SABC News reporter Thabiso Moss, who joins us from the N4 leading to the Botswana border in Zeerust. So Thabiso, how are traffic volumes looking this hour?
Good morning to you, Mkolisi, and our viewers at home. We are on N4. This road is linking the Zeerust town as well as Botswana. That's where we are, and the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management is conducting an operation here. The operation is manned by law enforcement officers here, but they are joined by the MEC for Community Safety and Transport Management in the province, Festive, who's going to join us in a moment just to talk to us about the intention of this operation. You'll remember that they started with, ensuring that road users comply with all traffic regulations or laws when this month started. As we are approaching the last few days of festive season, they are ramping up this operation to ensure that those holiday makers who are also making their way back or they are going home after festive season, they arrive safe wherever they are. But one of the main concerns that was raised by the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management in the province earlier this week is the issue of those who are driving under the influence of alcohol. Even though they are managing to reduce road fatalities as compared to the previous year, 2024, they are still having that concern of road users who are drinking under the influence of alcohol. But let me speak to MEC Festive just to give us a sense of what is this operation all about, what are they intending to achieve, and also what has been happening in the province since festive season started. MEC, thank you very much for joining us on SABC News this morning. Let us start with this operation. It's the last day of 2025. We are crossing over to 2026.
No, thank you very much, Moss, and viewers at home. So far, our operation is doing quite well because last year, this time, we're at 70 fatalities. Now we're at 60. There's a reduction of 10. It means you are doing quite well. But what is of a challenge to our campaign? It is the issue of drink and driving for both drivers and pedestrian. Because pedestrian last year, this time, we're at 21. Now we're at 29. Especially in the area of Botswana and Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. It's such a serious concern. But also what we have registered as a concern is an attempt to bribe the officials, traffic officials. We have noted that in the area of Mafikeng, because so far we have arrested 21 people who attempted to do that. We need to applaud our officers. They put their foot on the ground and make sure that that crime, they don't give it an opportunity to thrive, because if you can give that an opportunity to thrive, you are going to cost us many lives. Those are the directives we issued to them at the beginning of the operation. We need to applaud them, and we need to applaud our people. They've been complying with them, because at the end of the day, the intention is to make sure that we preserve as many lives as possible.
ABC, how would you gauge the operation so far? Like I said on my introduction, we are on the last few days of festive season. Is the last day of 2025. How are you gauging the operation so far? Are you doing well as far as this operation is concerned?
What will be a practical evidence to us that we are doing well? It is the statistics. The number speaks for themselves. Like I've said to you, that if we have registered a reduction of 10, that's a huge improvement. Also worth noting is that for the past 3 years in the Northwest, we have not registered a huge crashes, wherein one vehicle we experienced 60, 70 deaths. That is also worth recording. And then it's one of the scientific evidence that we can drive home that we've been doing quite well so far. But also you must remember, our campaign is not only focused on the road, it is also focused on the goods that are being transported on our roads. Our province, as the Northwest, it is experiencing illegal mining. We are on the ground. We are making sure that such goods, they are not transported on our roads. Our province is experiencing the problem of drugs, especially in the area of Mafikeng and Botswana. We are also vigilant and making sure that such goods, they are not being transported on our roads. But importantly, we give also tourism tourism to thrive, because we must also, as community safety, be an enabler to the economy. We give tourism to thrive because at this time, tourism must thrive. So it is our responsibility to make sure that we are visible on our road, especially on this road, the N4. Previously, we were experiencing spikes on this road that were making it very difficult for tourists to go to areas of Sun City that we know that this time of the month it is packed with tourism, with tourists rather, where tourism is thriving. So we are vigilant on that road. We are working 24 hours on that road. Our team Eagles, they are always there to make sure that tourists, they arrive safely to such destinations.
You have alluded to some of the successes of this operation, that you have managed to reduce road fatalities so far as compared to the previous year. There has been a concern about the behavior of drivers, some of them driving or speeding or driving recklessly, some of them driving under the influence of alcohol. But what have you noticed as far as the driver behavior is concerned since festive season started in the province?
Look, it has changed, even when you check trends on social media and all that. Let me tell you, look, before it was known that you can drink and drive, then you can give 200 rand to our officer, something known as cold drink. So once we put our foot on the ground and make sure that does not find expression, people start to behave. Whether you've got 1,000 rand, you've got 2,000 rand, for as long as we even arrest you for doing that thing, not only reject what you are offering to us, we arrest you for doing that thing and prosecute you, so that we send a clear message to others that South Africa is not a banana republic, Northwest is not a banana province. So that has also assisted the road users' behavior, because they even took out to social media to applaud the officers for doing that. Of course, others were complaining about that and all that. But what is important is that we are on the side of the law. And then the people will, with the right conscience, will support what we are doing, because we are preserving life. A person's life is not worth that 200 rand that will give to an officer, and then you'll go drive on our road and kill 20 people out of your reckless, selfish behavior of being drunk and getting onto our roads. So we are very much applauding them, and we are concerned about the continuous drink and driving for both drivers and the pedestrians. Like I've said to you, recorded 29 pedestrians who crosses on our road, especially on informal settlement, because they also indulge on our own alcohol and crosses on this road. So we're imploring on them. The campaign is not yet over. It's going to conclude on the 31st of January. The second leg of the campaign will resume on the 2nd, when people will be going back to their work. We'll still be on the ground. All boots will be on the ground to make sure safety of our people.
SABC, let us talk about the issue of unroadworthy vehicles, as far as, especially during this time of the year, where we see some people just take the unroadworthy vehicles and drive and put other people's lives at risk on the roads. What has been the trend so far in the province?
Look, that has also been a serious cause of concern. We have recorded that. But what is important is the consequences thereof. As you can see, we brought all our resources on the ground. So we have been impounding such vehicles so that we don't give them an opportunity to drive better and cause more impact. That also we have recorded as a serious behavior that we did not approve. But also, I must indicate that not only that, we are also checking compliances as far as the licenses are concerned, and then we also enhance our revenue. That, as I've said, that we brought all the technologies to the ground to make sure that we deal with the outstanding debts of our people and try by all means necessary to generate the revenue for government.
Any roads vehicles that have been impounded so far?
We will quantify our statistics, but we have impounded many across the province. As you know, that this is not the only operations. We have operations in all 4 regions. So we will sit down and compile our statistics. Like I've said, at the end of the next month, January, I will call the press briefing and brief our people how we perform towards the end of the campaign.
MEC, thank you very much for joining us this morning on SABC News. That's the MEC for Community Safety and Transport Management here in the province, Zeerust, talking to us about their successes so far as the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management, as far as festive season traffic is concerned in the province, that they have managed to reduce the number of fatalities in the province so far as compared to last year, that only 6 fatalities recorded so far as compared to 17 during this time last year. But maybe we can just, I can just ask our colleague Jabu Africa just to pan the camera to show you, people who are here, law enforcement officers, a large contingent of them who are here, who are, manning up this operation to ensure that those with outstanding traffic offenses, they pay right on the spot. We have seen since this operation started around 10 this morning, some of the vehicles were stopped here because the drivers did not pay their traffic offenses. They were stopped by all the law enforcement officers who are here, who are manning this operation. And as we said earlier on, that the MEC said that they have started with this operation on the 1st of December, and it will, they'll continue with it until the last day of next month, the 31st of January, and that's when they'll start to quantify the numbers in terms of, how many fatalities have been recorded, and also as far as vehicles that have been impounded because they are unroadworthy, saying that they will quantify all those numbers and convene a press briefing where they'll give a detailed information with regard to how they, how they have done their work during this festive season. And with that, it's back to you in studio, Kolisi.
Thabiso Moss, thanks so much for that update.